Hey everyone, for this card, I'm going to be using the Pink and Main Daisy Days stamp set. I have had this for a while, but it is one of my absolute favorite floral stamp sets from Pink and Main, and I use it all the time. And just this past month in May, they released some foilable panels that have that large floral image on it that would also work if you really like this particular flower and this look. Any large floral stamp would be great for this technique that we are doing, and I'm going to show you some bonus cards at the end using some dies and other things that would also work great for this look. So I am just stamping this image out on a card panel here using Memento black ink because I will be adding some alcohol markers to this to go ahead and get that colored in. And once I have this stamped out, I'm going to go ahead and cut out this image with the coordinating dies, and I will start coloring this in. I'm just doing some really simple shading for alcohol markers for this. And then now we're going to start working on that card base. Okay, we have that cut out and ready to go. Now we are going to be doing some die cutting here, partial die cutting. And so I want to make sure the left side of that die is hanging off a little over the crease on the left side of that card. So I'm just kind of getting that lined up how I want that to go. That way I can go ahead and get that taped down with some mint tape so it does not shift. As you can see, it's just a little bit over. That way it's not going to interfere with the crease, and we're still going to have that connection there on the side. That fold is not going to be disturbed. So once I tape that and get it into place, I'll show you here with the plates that I will have that hangover. As you see, that die is sticking out a little bit on the left side when I slid that through. That way it does not cut all the way over. And this will make more sense as I peel off this tape and show you that it's still going to be attached at the fold, but it is cutting around that image. Now that I have that worked out, I am just going to go ahead and take some scissors. That way I can just trim off the top and bottom of that floral where it meets the crease. That way we can create this fun creative edge for this card. I found scissors to be easiest for this to trim off. If you wanted to use an image that you did not have a die cut for, you could easily fussy cut around something like that. Now that I've got that cut away and attaching that flower, there was just a little bit of piece here from that die cut that cut a little bit of an edge that I'm just using an X-Acto knife here to cut away. Now that we've kind of got that figured out, there are a couple of butterflies in the stamp set that I'm going to go ahead and die cut out and do some quick coloring on, just to add a little something else to the background. And since the inside of the card is exposed, I find it fun to do some ink blending and different things to also kind of create a background. So using Altenew Caribbean Sky ink, I am going to take some mint tape and mask off just to make sure the left of the inside of the card does not get any ink on it. And I am taking a stencil, and y'all, I've had this stencil for years. Can't tell you how long ago this came in, I think an old Simon Says stamp kit. But it's a square stencil, and each side has a different kind of variation of clouds. And I'm just doing some simple ink blending here with that stencil, and we'll be kind of taking that down to the page just to kind of illustrate a little bit of a skylight background behind those flowers. I just thought this was cute and a little something extra. It's also light enough that it's not going to interfere if I want to stamp an inside sentiment or write or do anything else that I might want to do in the inside of that card. I'm just using different sides from this stencil. You certainly wouldn't have to go all the way down the inside of the card if you didn't want to, but I liked it to just to kind of go ahead and give that finished look. So I'm going to peel off that mint tape and add just a little bit of shading there down at the bottom so it's not quite so white. And now we have that really cute sky background for those flowers. And I've got some butterflies there colored in that I will be able to attach. But first we want to put on this floral image. I'm using Barely Art liquid glue. I am not popping this up or doing anything like that. I'm just directly going to glue it straight on to the front of that card base. Since we are letting this image hang off a little bit for the partial die cutting, once I apply that, then that flower will be hanging off just a little bit on the edge of the left. I chose to go ahead and trim that off. It's not that big a deal. You could certainly leave it if you wanted to. But now we have our card base put together. I'm going to add that adorable little butterfly, pop that up on some foam tape, and get that added to I guess it's really the front and the inside of the card, because once you open the card, you're still going to be able to see that really cute butterfly. I went ahead and decided to add a few colored gems around the butterfly and flowers. I just think that gave it a little pop. And here we have a final look at this card. I love this kind of creative edge design. I think this card makes it fun. There's plenty of room for an inside sentiment as well. Now, I have another set here from the Scallop Petals from Concord 9th. This set would be also really cute for an idea like this and was recently on their sale. So if you pick this up, this might give you some ideas. This particular die set actually includes an edge die to go ahead and give you that look with the petal on the front of the card. I love playing with this set. I think it was super cute, especially, and it works well for a technique like this if you want to kind of have that creative border on your dies or on your cards. And then for the next one, I am using a die hibiscus cluster die from Waffle Flower. This also works great. This one had a coordinating stencil. So for this one, I die cut, stenciled that out, attached it to a side folding A2 card base, and then I did fussy cut around that image to create that creative border. And then I used Christina Warner Dots on Dots stencil to create that little polka dotted background. I do wish I had taken that all the way down the inside of the card, but I didn't at the time. So you could certainly do that, or just have a solid color. But love how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing these fun cards that can be made, and just give you some different ideas and ways to use some of your dies and things that you have just to get a little bit of a different look. Hope you try this out and let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I upload crafty videos twice a week here on my channel, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.